Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today. Hope you guys are doing well, sending positivity your guys' way wherever you guys are located. So we are going to get into it. You guys know why you were here. We are talking love and marriage, Huntsville. We are talking Carlos King, who seems to be fed up with Destiny, you guys. And I just have a question. Is she actually going to be back on the show? Is she currently filming this upcoming season of Love and Marriage Huntsville? Like, I just need to know, like, what exactly is happening, right? What exactly is happening? Because Carlos King appears to be fed up, you guys. So what is going to be in a part one of a two-part interview that fellow YouTuber content creator DJ Richie Sky has conducted with Carlos King. And this first part was a lot of heavy Love and Marriage Huntsville talk in terms of, you know, some of his burning questions and things of that nature for Carlos King. And when we got to the question of Destiny saying, quote unquote, she was going to be an open book and reveal more of her life, you guys, via the reunion, Carlos King had a strong reaction to that particular question. So let's take a listen.
Well, look, I think Destiny has to live up to what she says and give that to the audience. And one thing about me, I welcome my cast to be an open book. But I also know that sometimes time may not be on your side, or sometimes you really in your own life may not be ready to do that. And I respect that. One thing about me and my relationship with my cast, we don't force them to talk about stuff. You know, one thing I do say to them though is, you did sign up to do reality shows, show your reality. And I think that's because we all have a job. It's sort of like being a telemarketer and you show up to work saying, child, I don't feel like calling these folks today. I don't feel like doing it. Your boss would say, but this is your job. You can't get away saying, child, I ain't got time to tell her or market. I'm tired. You will get fired on the spot, right? What bothers me is people take advantage of being on a reality show. So you mad that the production, we're asking you to show your real life. And you say to us, I don't want to show that. And that's why I was so compassionate and passionate about Kimmy. You have a woman who's going through breast cancer, chemo, stood on that stage for 15 hours, Richie. Never once asked for a break. Never once said, do you mind if I go back to the room to take a nap? Because I would have done anything she wanted, because I would have understood. My mom passed from breast cancer. I know that sometimes you're tired. You get sleepy when you're going through chemo, especially. I would have given Kimmy anything she wanted. Richie, she never once asked for anything. She did not complain. How dare any reality star moving forward complain about giving their real lives? Kimmy set the gold standard of how a reality star shows up and gives what they're able to give. And I'm telling you, Kimmy changed my perspective on reality television in the sense of I'm not playing with people anymore. I'm at the point in my career where it's a privilege to be on a Carlos King produced show, which is why my DMs are flooded with applications, child, that I haven't even distributed. I can't tell you, 95% of former and current reality stars beg me to give them a show. And I'm not saying that to sound cute. It's right. A lot of blue checks are in my DMs begging for me to take them off their current show and put them on mine. Because what they noticed is Carlos loves his cast, and he makes sure that your businesses are at the forefront, and he makes sure that whether or not you have a messy life, we're going to show the messy life, but we're also going to make sure that you are able to tell it your way and do it in a way that also promotes your business. And that's the reason why I'm at this point in my career where I'm not begging anybody anymore to do their job. If you don't want to do it, then bow out gracefully and allow other people on the show to do their job, and don't cloud the production.
So I had a chuckle at a few things, but where that cut off, Carlos King was basically going on to talk about how the producers, the audio people, the sound, everybody, how all of them necessarily, live in different parts of the country, but all fly down to Lavamere, Huntsville, and take away time from their friends, their family, and their normal lives, because this is the job that is putting food on the table. And how dare, these reality stars, or a reality star in particular, show up on set late, complain about work, complain about the hours, this and that. And on top of that, don't even want to film certain portions or discuss certain portions of their real life. And this is supposed to be supposedly a reality show. So with that being said, I agree with that. However, I wanted to react to a few things that Carlos King said. One in particular, basically, that he said that the business is the forefront on the reality shows. And I just had to chuckle, you guys. I just had to chuckle, because when is the last time the business has been to the forefront of Love and Marriage Huntsville, you guys? Season 1? The comeback group? When Melody Cherie, was it season 2 or season 3, when Melody Cherie, they met with the comeback group again, and she was like, listen, everything's dissolved, everything's done, so I want out. I'm out of the comeback group. Like, that was the extent of the business being at the forefront, you guys. And then it turned into everybody being obsessed with Melody and Martell's drama, and Melody and Martell's divorce, and Melody and Martell post-divorce. And it has just been now just an obsession of Melody Cherie, you guys. It has just been an obsession with Melody Cherie. And so my question is if you feel this strongly about Destiny, you guys, if you feel this strongly that people are not sharing their lives, that people are not being transparent, why is she still getting an opportunity? Is she back this season, or is she done? Or was she fired in the middle of filming, you guys? Because something is not adding up. Something does not sound right if you have this much disdain for how, Destiny is, moving during this particular season, or whatever has taken place since the filming of the reunion, that you feel that she's not pulling her weight. Why is she still on the show? Or is she completely done, right? But I'm just a little bit surprised that it has taken Carlos King 15 years, with all of the experience that he has had on various shows, on various networks, on various reality stars, that it took Kimmy for him to see that, reality stars need to be giving more. Really? I feel like he's worked with quite a few reality stars who did not, get a big head, and did not think that they were too good to show up to work on time, or too good to film a 15-hour reunion. And in fact, we're being professional and we're doing their job. And he has been transparent on other interviews, including his podcast, that Melody Cherie, he felt that she was the it star of the show because she was the most transparent of her life, right? So how did we get there to, also in this interview, and I didn't play the clip, but I'll link in the comments, I'll pin the comments, the link to this interview, so you can hear the full 30 minutes of the first part of this interview with YouTuber DJ Richie Sky, so you guys can, listen to everything as well. But also made it a point to say that he didn't believe that, he doesn't believe Melody Cherie, and doesn't believe this hacking situation that Martell tried to hack her phone, and doesn't believe that Martell is this malicious person and this bad person. And I was like, are we watching the same show? Are we watching the same show? Are we, looking at the same episodes? Are we looking at the same social media behavior? Are we looking at what is taking place with these different court cases? Are we looking at the gaslighting and the false accusations that Martell makes in front of Melody Cherie when things do not go his way, and, tries to disrespect her and, humiliate her and everything else and the like, when he doesn't get his way and he doesn't, appreciate that Melody Cherie is not going to take his BS? Are we watching the same interactions, Carlos? But I do agree. I am happy. I shouldn't feel like, you know, this shouldn't have taken him this long, for him not to put up with any mess. If there are any reality stars on his platforms, on his shows, that are refusing to film, that are refusing to share their lives and everything else. I mean, Destiny has been on for how many seasons now, and we know little to nothing about her, right? Everything was a flex when she first came on the show because she wanted to brag about, you know, having a husband and this and that, and was, you know, bragging and was all in Kimmy's face and everything else. And then her world completely got flipped upside down, you guys. And next thing we know, she's divorced. The next thing we know, she's a single mom. Next thing we know, she's broke. Next we know that Madani is never open, you guys, and she had to deplete her savings. She had to borrow money from her father, and then we completely abandoned it, you guys. We completely abandoned, you know, what actually took place. You know, if there's a custody battle, if the rumors are true that, you know, her ex-husband kicked her out of the marital home, if there was a prenup and she's not getting anything, that there's a rumored custody battle, like, we know absolutely nothing of what is going on, right? Of what actually took place. And the only thing that would come to my mind as to why somebody would want to be so guarded, and not be transparent as to why the demise of their marriage took place, as to why they're having the difficulties that they are having, sharing that portion of their life with the world, because they would have gained sympathy. They would have gained people who were sympathetic and empathetic, who have been there, right? Who have been there, who've gone through a divorce, who've gone through a difficult marriage, who have gone through what it's like to go through the court system and have a custody battle and everything else and the like, or have a situation where you might have difficult in-laws, or maybe the in-laws saw through you, right? Because it's one or the other, right? But the only thing I can think of that the reason Destiny chose not to share any of this is because there is something that she does not want out there that implicates her. There is something out there that makes her look bad, that does not put her in the best light. But even with that being said, at this point, it's do or die. At this point, do you want to be a reality star or not, right? How can you be on a reality show and not tell your life and not tell your reality, right? But then completely, you know, decide, and a lot of the other cast members did this as well. They just decided, you know what? We're not going to say anything about our lives, and we're just going to make it all about the Melody and Martell drama, and that way we can hide behind our own skeletons. We can hide behind our own issues, and if anybody calls us out about it, we'll just go on interviews and say that it's Melody Cherie's fault, right? We'll just continue to blame her, right? We'll continue to blame her as to why we keep talking about her, and blah, 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 blah. And that's what we have, right? And that's what we have, and I'm curious to hear Carlos King, because Destiny is making it a point to say in interviews that it is Carlos King that is, quote unquote, making the cast discuss Melody Cherie, and he in fact is saying the opposite. He in fact is saying that is not the case, that the cast are supposed to be sharing their lives and sharing what is going on. So I need to pull an Oprah, like, what is the truth? Like, what is going on, to where Destiny is just blatantly doing all this stuff. Carlos King also alluded to this interview that he is pissed because somebody in the cast is leaking things. So is that direct shade at Destiny, or is she no longer a part of the cast? Like, what is the tea? What is actually going on, you guys? Because Carlos King is fed up. Carlos King is fed up with a lot of these reality stars, and I need to know, you know, is it just Destiny that is really pissing him off, or are there other people in Love and Marriage Huntsville in the cast that he has just had it with, right? He also said in this interview as well that there are portions to where everybody seems like they were fine, you know, when the reunion initially taped, you know, a few months back, everybody was on the up and up. He said he even flew out to Huntsville, you know, even weeks after they filmed the reunion, and he said everybody left everything that was said, that, you know, everything transpired on the stage. Everybody was satisfied, you know, with what they said, how they performed on the reunion. There was no drama. And he said basically what's happened now is, now that, you know, we're all seeing the reunion and YouTubers are reviewing, you know, what's taking place, the bloggers are reviewing what has taken place and what their opinions are, and a lot of the reality stars, they're going in the comments on social media and Instagram, they're reacting to the different clips, and so then they're contacting Carlos King and they're like, well, wait a minute, you know, so and so is right. You did kind of, you know, you were very messy when you asked me this, or you did try to make me look a certain way with that particular question, and blah, 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 blah. And Carlos King is like, well, wait a second. You didn't have this energy when we filmed it. You didn't have this energy when I asked you in person. But now all of a sudden, a YouTuber points it out, or somebody in the comments points it out in reaction to a specific clip or a specific question, or, you know, something you guys were discussing, and now you have a different energy. So I also want to know who also is no longer happy with their portrayal on these reunion episodes as well, that previously felt that they did a good job, you guys. I am curious to know that as well. So there is that. But let me know what you guys think about this. What do you guys think about, you know, Carlos King basically being fed up with these reality stars who are taking their jobs for granted, who are refusing to share their lives, who are refusing to be professional and show up to work on time, and are just doing nothing but complaining and being disrespectful, but then expecting to still be on the show when it's all said and done? What do you think about that? And my question is, if Carlos King is this fed up and I still see Destiny on the show this following season, or even Phonics Unhooked, I need to know what the tea is. I need to know what was the point of going on this press tour talking about how fed up you are with these unprofessional reality stars, only for them to still get a million other chances to still be on this show, you guys. I need to know what's tea on that, right? So there is that. So let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.